Book your driving lesson now
at dla-driving.co.uk.
Sponsored by DLA Driving Schools.
Hello and welcome to ON the Town. It was a very disappointing performance of the weekend, wasn't it? And we saw our Hatters fall to their first league defeat of the season as Bradford City, buoyed on by a passionate crowd, I must say, came out 2-1 winners. I'm beginning to think actually disappointing might be an understatement, because Luton failed to impress in many areas, players out of position, some, dare I say it, lacking that Luton fight we've been used to in the past and the Luton spirit. We're going to talk about the game in more detail, obviously. We asked you, given the performance of the team selection against Bradford, does Matt know his best 11? And with the players playing out of position and just a couple of weeks left of the transfer window, do we need to move some more into the squad and some of them out? We'll have your opinions on that too. We've got your 3-word reviews and much, much more. And as usual, we have 2 of the 4 of us here tonight because Steve is on a beach in Greece. Welcome, Darren. Welcome, Bataro. Thanks for coming up.
Hello.
Just before we get into the formalities, I want to do this just in case people don't wait till the very end. A game against Wigan on Tuesday night in the 7th minute. There is a tribute applause to Adam Dilly. So if you're going and you can put your hands together for him, that'd be fantastic. And then on Saturday's match against Cardiff, we have another round of applause for Taffy Steve, who sadly passed away last Thursday, age 65. I think it's in the 65th minute as well. So if you're going, please join in. I'm sure everybody will anyway, but it's just a little thing we need to say. And I know that Adam did listen to the podcast, so you know, it's just a lovely mark of respect for them.
Yeah, well said.
Okay, let's just talk about Saturday. Firstly, easy trip. Nice driving, Darren.
Thank you.
Nice, easy trip up there. And that was about the best bit of the day.
It was the best bit of the day. You're right. We sort of sailed through the 6-hour round trip quite nicely. And like you said, it was the best bit because the game was bloody awful. Out in a nice new blue strip, Bataro. What are you thinking about the Saturday? Not the strip.
I was going to say, firstly, what I was thinking was when you said about Steve being on a nice beach. I'm glad you said beach and not something else. But yeah, anyway. But no, the blue strip. Do you know what? I'm not sold on it. I'll be honest. Firstly, so yeah.
It looked better in the flesh, I think.
Yeah,
yeah, it did.
I mean, unfortunately, I didn't get to travel up to Bradford, so I was on daily duties. But actually, that's not unfortunate, is it? That's the wrong thing to say. But no, look, it's different.
I said to Darren when we were standing on that terrace behind the goal, because I actually have a different stand to you and I changed to your stand. I said to you the sound from Bradford City fans was fantastic.
It was
it's the sort of what we were a couple of seasons ago when we got promoted to the Premier League. That was the atmosphere we had at Kenilworth Road. We haven't had an atmosphere like that for ages.
Yeah.
With the exception of kicking out the drum, which I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
But with the rest of it, I mean, the noise from them were phenomenal, and they had an input on the referee.
Oh, 100%. And look, I do wish we did a little bit more of this modern day football razzmatazz and everything else. Yes, I agree. You know, I wouldn't want a drum, but whether it's how that ground's built, it's the first time I've been there.
It's a different ground, isn't it?
It's strange. It's a real strange ground, a bit Lego-y in places, but then you've got the 2 big stands. And as you said, Dave, it just holds that noise in. I think there was about 20,000 there, but it was incredible sound.
Yeah.
And you're right. You know, it wasn't the ref's fault why we lost the game, but and we could have been a bit more unlucky with Ali. I'm sure we'll come on to that. So look, not everything went against us. You know, we did get some, but like you said, when they made a noise, I think there was one where it went down the line quite early on. Lino didn't put the flag up, and they carried on playing a good 4 or 5 seconds, and they were all roaring. Then the Lino went, "Oh, I put my flag up." Then
it was definitely that.
Yeah, there was a lot of that
from where we were standing, because you know, again, most of the Luton supporters were on the side of off the pitch.
Same place the last time. Was it,
Yeah,
Dave?
where I should have been, but I bailed out to be with Darren and two others. So, but from where we were standing, you could see it hadn't gone out. In my view,
Yeah.
it hadn't gone out, and it was just enough shouting to get it done. And that's what we've been missing at Kenilworth Road for definite.
But they built it up from the start, Dave. You know, you know, most clubs have a song that they come out to, and I know we've tried things, but they seem to have about 3 different songs. But they had all the big flags around the pitch.
They've rewritten the worst of country roads.
Yeah, you know, but
the sound system was excellent.
The sound system was incredible,
and it makes it. Doesn't
it makes a huge
something
difference.
good in Bradford, eh? Wow.
Yeah, well, yeah, and the little pub we could have gone into if we'd have been drinking.
So it wasn't as short as the one we went to last time, no?
Much better.
For sake. It's dark last time we went. We didn't see it.
Yeah, let's talk about your 3-word reviews for Bradford City 2, Luton Town 1. Andy says not good enough. Dan forgot the basics. Tony, same old problems. Lockie, pressured too late. Jamie, and I can't disagree with this one, Bradford deserved win. Louise, something's not right. Alex, shape is wrong. Loz, we will improve. Sharon, could be worse. And Leon and many others said ditch the formation. You can take a couple if you want them, fellas.
I've got a couple starred here, but if I was to add one of my own, it'd be sort of. I've got to think of 3 words now.
Yeah.
I've got to keep it to 3 words.
Come on, then.
Could I before you actually open your
Good
mouth?
luck. You should have written that down before you said
I
that.
should have thought about it, shouldn't I? All Bloomfield's fault. We got a couple here. Alex, shape is wrong, and Leon and many others ditched the formation. Square pegs, round holes. But then he comes out with an interview afterwards saying we're trying to find a formation for the players we've got. Saturday was absolutely baffling, and you know that, Dave, because when we saw the lineup, I said to you we're going to be in trouble today. When we saw the lineup, after 10 minutes, I said we're going to be in big trouble. And at half time, I said to you, if he comes out playing 5 at the back again, he's going to get all he deserves. And 3 minutes later, he did. It struck me of the West Brom away performance of like there's no leadership from the sidelines. There's no clue. It was the most baffling managerial performance, I think. And I like the fact we record this, you know, a couple of days later, because it gives me time to either calm down or whatever. I'm really stuck in the middle of. I was really annoyed with Bloomfield and the whole setup, but equally we've got so many players out. You know, he's got to do what he can do. So I'm really stuck in the middle. I'm sure we'll come on to a bit. I know we're on 3-word review, so mine would be all Bloomfield's fault.
Glad you remembered.
Thank you.
Well, I think what Louise says, something's not right, but that something is not having the correct players for position, as we've just said. And until we either get, you know, a couple of fullbacks in, and, you know, be able to push like your Ali's forward or whoever else, but I mean, another one was how do you say his name? Is it Kodua?
Kadua, yeah.
Kadua. Gideon, yeah. He
Big Nige, Gideon.
That one. But I believe he came on, didn't he? Kodua. Or whatever his name is. But anyway, yeah. So, but I would have thought he would have started the game. Personally, I thought he would have started right back. And then he would have gone to, because I think, who is it? Ali? Was Ali right back originally, or was he left wing back? Ali was left wing back, wasn't he?
No. Here's the even crazier thing.
Yeah.
He was right wing back with Lundvik left wing back. And again, I just don't know.
Yes, yeah,
you know, Ali's a left forwards player playing right wing back. I don't understand it. I don't. He came out in the interview, Dave, and said we're trying to find a formation for the players we've got. Okay.
I think we're in real trouble. Sorry.
Yeah. So let's have a look at the 11 or 12 or 13 that he had a choice between getting the starting 11 out. There's literally no left backs, right backs, wing backs in there at all. So why play 5 with wing backs? Mm-hmm. It is. And then Yates up front on his own, away from home. The poor, I said to you so early on,
there's no outlet.
There's no outlet. The poor guy's just running his arse off with no credit from it. And you could see after 10, we said at half time, we might as well go home now because we were never going to get back into that game. Yeah. It was just, I cannot believe he couldn't see what was going on and he wasn't prepared to change it.
I do think we are in a bit of a situation at the moment, obviously with the players out injured and obviously not having certain players for a certain position. The one that gets me, who I thought may have started at left back in a bit of a crisis, would be Naismith, because he has played that position before, and it's more natural than playing Lomvik or whatever his name is, Nigel. Yeah, but I don't know. At the moment, if it continues like this, I kind of worry that we're not going to get what we deserve out of games potentially, because it's no, like say, like, no outlets in certain areas of the field. You can't play centre halves at left wing back. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't work.
Can I ask a question then? And it might be a naive one sitting here, but just if you're a professional footballer, why are you only limited to one position? Why can't you play a different position to what you normally are?
It's quite tough though, Dave, isn't it? Playing centre half one week and then playing left wing back the next week.
But if you know how to play the game, surely you can adapt.
Yeah, but it's how you're drilled in training, isn't it?
It's drilled in training. It's positional sense, timing of tackles. Hence, like Ali, we knew why he had to take him off, because he was going to go. Because funnily enough, he's a forward playing right wing back. It is. I just don't understand it. And then, so I kind of thought, okay, well, let's have a look at the players that have come in, because, we know Bloomfield used to play a 4-2-3-1 at Wickham. That's his preferred style. So you think, okay, well, surely he's signed some players for us to do that. So out of the signings we've got, I went through them, and you go, so you got Keeley the goalie, you got that, you brought Naismith in, centre half, Longvik in, centre half, Dauphin.
Yeah, he's in
centre half.
Yeah.
So he's brought in 3 centre halves on top of the ones we've already got. There's no wing back there. There's no right wing. There's no full back. He's then brought in Saville, who's a centre midfielder. You got Richards, who's a centre-y attacking midfielder. Yates and Wells, who are strikers. So actually, out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players in so far, you've got Bramall and Kadua that are really the only player out of all those signings that fits a 5-3-2 or 5-4-1, whatever we were playing, is Bramall.
Yeah.
So why
even Kadua's obviously he's
Kadua's
regarded as
forward.
Right forward number 10. Yes,
it'd fit the 4-2-3-1. He'd played the.
And obviously, with the situation as well, the fullbacks, you're looking at Doughty's gone out the door. Hashioka's gone out the door. Who else have we lost in that area? We lost anyone else? But even still, though, to lose those two and not replace him, it's not.
How genuinely, how many fullbacks, if we were to go to 4 at the back, how many fullbacks we got in the club?
2.
Which are.
Silence isn't very good for a podcast.
Bramall. I can remember his name. Bramall. And
he's a wing back, but do you know what I mean? But he could do it. And Walters, maybe.
Yeah,
this is what I'm saying. We haven't got a left or a right back. Says we can't play 4.
Yeah.
So why have they not signed fullbacks?
Unless we just can't attract, you know what I mean? Or
why is he not trying to play his 4-2-3-1? He's preferred that he had glory with Wickham. And his interview doesn't back up what he's saying and what he's doing on the pitch, and this is the confusing bit, and it all came to a head on Saturday because it was dire.
Well, it was dire. Let's just briefly dig into the game, and I say briefly because there's not a lot for us to champion. And it sort of started, like I said earlier, the noise in that stadium. I mean, and fair play to Luton fans as well, because at times we were quite noisy, and you could hear it where we were quite loudly with the people around us. But, right, here's my referee. Okay, influenced, referee, not great, but he wasn't the reason we lost the game. But let's talk about the incident with Ali, for instance. He took a really big tackle yellow card straight away. The crowd were on top of it. The referee goes over, gets his yellow card out.
And rightly so, it was a yellow card.
A couple of minutes later, it wasn't even that long later, was it? It was a couple of minutes, and Ali's in another free kick situation, and you're thinking the crowd are now goading for get sent off. The referee wanders over there, and I said, if he stays on the park, he will be red carded before half time.
Yeah.
So
that's the change, isn't it?
Matt Bloomfield takes him off in 24 minutes. Obviously, Ali was a bit shocked by it.
He was, yeah.
But I think that was the right decision because I think it's more important not to lose him for the next couple of games.
100%. If we lost him, I'm sorry, we're fucked, didn't we? Really?
Yeah, because what was he still out? Makoso's still got to miss 2 games, another game.
One more game.
You know, so if we lose him, it'd probably be 1 game because it would have been 2 yellows for a red. But you know, we would be really patching up for it's Wigan, isn't it? Tuesday.
Yes.
So tactically, that was a good decision by the boss.
Well, because also Ali is not a right wing back. You know,
but it was still a good decision for him to take him off. That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
you know,
but
whether he should have been playing there is another matter.
Yeah, but also, okay then. In that moment, because they were clearly on top, because I know Jacobs put down here, Luton started brightly. I think they did. They hit our post within 5 minutes. It rattled the post right in front of us, didn't it?
Was it a long range shot? Was it?
Yeah. So on 24 minutes, he's chose to take Ali off. Okay, fine. I get it. He's set the standard now, though, because he did it with Lundvik at half time. So there's your chance to change formation. There's your chance to change shape or do something. But no, he just kept with it. So he put the youngster on at right wing back, who again is a forward player, and he did a good job. But he looked vulnerable doing his defensive
I'll be honest.
work.
When the team news came out, I checked it. I looked at it and I thought, you know, we're not like in for it a little bit. I thought, do you know what? If we get anything out of this, if we get a victory out of this game, I thought it'll be a massive shock because I looked at it and I couldn't really work out who would play where. With all the injuries coming, you're sitting there just scratching around. Like, obviously, don't get me wrong, we're not the manager, we shouldn't have to do that, but obviously we do as fans. Do you know what I mean? We try and work things out before they've even happened. But don't get it wrong. I know you always said about obviously Bloomfield or whatever else, but I genuinely think he's also in a situation where he doesn't really know what to do himself because we are so what's the word? That's an F then. But yeah, we're literally done for at the back, especially. And we're having to drag players out of position further up top, like your wingers, to play them at fullback because we've got nothing there. And like you say, people are injured, like your Dolphins and people like that. You can't rely on these people. We've signed them, they're out injured. And it's just, at the moment, until you get all these players back, I think we still need another 2 or 3 signings, realistically, to come in the door as well. I think we might even need 2 wing-backs.
I felt at the weekend, and we probably talked about it during the game, Darren, that I felt Naismith was off par by a long way, and some of his passing was horrendous.
He did the header, the half-assed header early on.
Yeah.
And the fella next to us gave him a right grilling, and he heard it, didn't he? Because he looked up at the stand and had to go back at him. And that sort of set the standard.
Yeah.
But he had a really, really poor game.
But he wasn't the only one that was misplacing passes.
Oh, no, not at all. Do you know what? We should be blooming grateful for Jordan Clark right now.
Wow.
Hang on there.
I know.
What is going on there?
because well, to be honest, only 2 players come out that game on Saturday with any kind of credit, and that's Keeley and Clark. Jordan Clark, I mean,
work rate, man, is ridiculous,
he's practically playing because he probably doesn't know where he's playing because who knows? But he was covering every blade of grass and very rarely put a foot wrong. But you're right, everybody else, loose passes, half-arse tackles. It just...
Well, it was a loose pass that led to the first goal. Gale, yeah. Well, do you know, by this time I'd given up.
Gale force, wasn't it?
It was only a matter of time before Bradford scored, and that's how I felt. I couldn't see us getting one.
That was a frustrating goal to concede, wasn't it, as well?
Well, it's very frustrating because you'd expect,
Was it McGuinness that got absolutely turned, wasn't it?
Well, I mean...
was it Anderson?
No,
McGuinness got turned, but Anderson...
Oh, right, yeah.
I think
couldn't hit it.
I think the...
Was it Mads?
No, it was McGuinness, I'm pretty sure, wasn't it?
McGuinness got turned.
He was the one that got turned when he got spun, didn't he?
So
the ball landed.
Naismith did the original header out, and then it worked its way back in. But I mean, you talk about when professional footballers, they make a mistake, you go, that's a schoolboy error.
Yeah.
McGuinness, that's not even schoolboy error.
Yeah.
It is absolutely unacceptable what McGuinness did for a player of his standard. I think of Derby away last season where he was unreal in that game. So we know he can do it. Throwing himself. Like Sonny Bradley would throw himself and did the worm on the floor. McGuinness did that away at Derby last season, so he's got it in him. I know he's not fit. And again, square pegs, round holes, playing players that aren't fit. If he's not fit, put him in the middle of the 3, not on the right of the 3 at the back. Protect him. So he's on the right of the 3. He can't read the ball, and The strikers he didn't even have to work hard to get in there.
Isn't that what Keeley made the save, didn't he? And he pushed it to, did Keeley make the save?
No,
he didn't, did he? Sorry, no, yeah.
I mean, Keeley had the front post covered, but you're expecting McGuinness to get it away
Comes
there.
back, he tapped
Are
it
you
in,
sure
didn't he?
that was McGuinness?
Yeah,
100%.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure,
Yeah, it was
Jesus,
100%.
I'll give up.
It is,
How many beers you have, Dave?
Yeah, sorry.
It's inexcusable the effort that McGuinness put in to try and deal with that ball.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was a bit, and then it was a little
Pretty bad.
tap in for Bradford, and then 1-0. The stadium goes ballistic, and we're thinking, just get in at 1-0, get this changed for the second half.
Yeah.
Second half starts, just don't concede early. Misplaced pass, intercepted.
But again, he took Lundvik off, so we were thinking, what's he going to do at half time? I'm thinking he's got to change shape. He's got to get someone up with Yates. He's got to pack the midfield more. He's got to do something. And like I said, if he comes out in the same formation, he's going to get all he deserves. And then he took Lundvik off, and we're kind of thinking, well, what was that about? Look, it was the same thing as Ali. Lundvik did a great tackle from where we were. He did the great tackle on the left wing.
Yep.
It was full force. When I say 2-footed, it wasn't naughty 2-footed, but it was a good tackle. It was a good tackle. It's not even a free kick, let alone a yellow card.
I didn't see it personally.
It was a proper old school tackle, but he's got booked for it. And then the crowd are up, and then again he did it. So that's why he's come off at half time. But I think I even said to you, and that's it. When Baptiste came off, I went, Bloomfield's given up on the game.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised he'd come off.
Yeah, but you're right. The goal, Dave. We didn't start the second half at all. They came flying at us, which you'd kind of expect. But it was a mistake, and I think it was Bramall that gave the ball away actually. But he did. Yeah, so he come on at half time for Lundvik, Bramall, I think. So he's been on the pitch a couple of minutes, a loose pass, and then we just got tore apart.
But that's what we're missing. We're missing that speed of attack that Bradford had on Saturday. And the way they went down the right wing and crossed the ball, it was only going to lead to one thing, and that was a goal.
One of our old boys, wasn't it? Josh Nearfield.
Yeah, but it was only going to lead to a goal.
Yeah.
And at 2-0, game's done, and you're just thinking, how many are they going to score? But I think we sort of...
Do you know, I was sitting there thinking at 2-0, obviously I was listening to bits on the radio or whatever it was. I just think to myself, where's Luke Berry when you need him? Where is Luke Berry?
Charlton.
Yeah.
But we literally...
He scored 2 goals, gets back in it, wasn't he?
I say what really struck me is that when we did get into good areas, there's a chance that Yates got it. You'd expect him to flung himself at it. The ball was great. He should have flung himself at it.
But there's the difference. Their second goal, and again, it sounds like we're picking on McGuinness, but he was the defender. The striker got ahead of him because he wanted that ball more. Yates, that one that went across right at the end for Yates, he's got to want it more. He's at a new club. He hasn't scored for a while. He's got to throw everything at it. Because it was right in front of us. It almost felt like he backed out of it. I
don't think he would have done that. He just wasn't quick enough to it, really. I mean, you want him to show the same sort of passion. And look, we're not saying he's not a good player. We're just saying that we'd expect him to throw himself at that ball.
Again, he's been chucked in the deep end, isn't he, as well?
It was on a plate, mate. You have to just...
I mean, look, I don't know, I actually haven't seen it, but what I'm saying is, it's like almost like, Wells obviously was out the other day as well. Obviously, Yates is starting his second game, but obviously we're under the impression that, he hasn't had a full pre-season or, he's not match fit. And it just feels like at the moment, we're trying to get everyone up to speed and we're using this almost like a pre-season for half the players as well. That's what it is.
It's the third game of the season, and the only half that we've been really good in, genuinely really good, was Peterborough. Second half at Peterborough. The rest of it has been, I mean, look, the Wimbledon game at home, that was a struggle to break them down, but at the end of the day,
doesn't look too bad though, that result now, does it? Wimbledon actually doing all right.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, and then Peterborough, they're literally really bad.
They are
really awful. Yeah.
And it was a corner and a closing down on the goalie.
Yeah,
we're not. Gadua's goal was the first one we genuinely generated as such. Bit of creativity. The only bit of quality we did on Saturday was Jordan Clark's back heel to Bramall to cross it in. And sorry if I'm jumping ahead with the game.
Well, let's talk about the goal. Yeah. But before we do that, can we just acknowledge what a brilliant save?
Yes,
Keeley did. It would have been 3-0. It would have been.
What's that from the head up from the corner? Was it?
No, it was a cross.
It was a square ball again. And you know how Schmeichel
when he's sort of like,
he just made himself big, dived late, was unbelievable.
Such a brilliant save because they thought they were going to score that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. We've got a really good goalkeeper there, and you could see how annoyed he was when they scored their goals.
Yeah.
He was so angry that he let one in. However, he's only going to get better, and hopefully for us, it will be part of the key of the jigsaw, or piece of the jigsaw, not key of the jigsaw.
Yeah, we know you meant that. It's all right, mate.
It's
one of those nights, no.
Let's talk about our goal, though. That you're right. The little bit of movement is what we should have been doing all bloody game, and the way he leapt to get that ball, it was a tremendous goal.
Yeah,
I'm going to throw it out there. That's the best header I've ever seen. That's better than half of Andy Carroll's headers, mate. I'm telling you, that's outrageous.
Remember Ian Benjamin at home to Watford? On the right old muddy pitch, he was almost diving away from the goal, and somehow it curled round into the corner. I always remember that as one of my favourite headers. But
the strength of this header was brilliant. The height, the way that he beat the defender to
He's about 4 foot off the floor, isn't he?
Yeah, brilliant. More of that, please, because at that point I'm thinking, well, maybe we might just get a lucky deflection or a lucky second goal.
Funnily enough, it came from putting 2 up top in the end. But he did it so late. He didn't even do it when we went 2-0 down. He did it so late. He got Nordas on, didn't he? And here lies the problem. You look into the bench, and I'm like, actually, it took me a while to realise Woodrow wasn't even on the bench. He played quite well at Coventry. I know it was a bit of a B team kind of game, but he played quite well at Coventry. Do you know, no one's mentioned where was Woodrow?
No, I mean, I was wondering that the other day. Is he on his way out?
Is he on his way out? So you're kind of looking at the bench going, who's going to come on and save this game for us? And you just go, oh.
Well, I think
there's not a lot. There's not a lot there.
With Woodrow and others that are not within the squad at the moment, if we're going to get this guy from Ipswich, if he's definitely going to come, we need to shift people, because we can't keep him and keep other salary levels up, can we? So I'd imagine that
realistically, are we going to get him though?
I don't know. It's still a couple of weeks to go.
Is he going to drop down to League One?
Why not?
Really?
I mean, we still don't. I mean,
Wells did, to be fair. So yeah,
you're kind of thinking, is Chong going to play for us this season, or is he going to go elsewhere?
He's got a groin injury at the moment. I read earlier.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Nakamba, and Brown. We don't know what's going to happen with these players.
No,
but,
of course.
But I guess overall, Kadua looks like a good signing. He still looks a bit green, but I mean, that doing wonders with the goal. I really fear that we've got just a massive lack of creativity anywhere. All over the pitch, there's lack of creativity. There's a lack of pace. We build so slowly and pedestrian. I know it's the Premier League, but the Premier League's back this weekend. When you watch that football, it is unreal. And I know we're miles away from it, but literally, we were nowhere near we haven't this season. We haven't played near the pace that Bradford played at.
No, I agree. I agree.
And it's frightening, because you want to see that a Jack Stacey-ish kind of player down the line, explosive down the line, getting the crosses in. Upset, an Andrew Shinney kind of, where are these players?
I feel like, when we get like a full squad, full fitness back to the squad, I feel like we could have that. Obviously, if you're playing, get another fullback in, for example, get Bramall fit. Bramall's got pace, we've seen that. Get like a right wing back in who's got a bit of pace. I think that's what we're right wing back with a bit of pace is what we need if we're going to play the 5.
But we're running
Ali up there, Gideon up there. Who else have you got up there? I mean, look, it's hard to say. Obviously, when Jacob Brown comes back, is he going to play? Is Chong going to play? But obviously, if Chong comes back as well at this level, you'd think he'd do quite well.
Yeah,
bit of pace.
And I think that's the thing. So I'm being quite negative today. But I think there is that element why I'm glad we are recording a couple of days. We don't go straight into it, because we would have been, we weren't happy
angry
on the way home. Yeah. But you're right, Tari. I think there's a lot of players to come back, and I'd like to think there's going to be.
I think that's what's stopping us from signing certain players as well. Because as soon as you've got these players fit, we can't really go out and sign another centre half. When they're all fit, we've got like 6 of them. Do you know what I mean? It's a tough one.
But we're running out of time. We've got
That's the only thing.
Less than a couple of weeks to go.
But with the striker situation, when Brown comes back, me personally, I'd if anyone wants him, I'd let Brown go. Focus on the other boys. But it's tough to say, isn't it? You don't know what's going to happen. And no one really wants an injured player as well, and that's the part of it.
Yeah. It's when you look at the stats, it's a bit weird, isn't it, that we had 61% possession. That's crazy. I didn't feel like that at all. It didn't. Maybe it was just clearing the ball from attacks and stuff. I don't know, but 61% possession. I'm not going to take anything away from Bradford City's performance. I thought they did what they needed to do. They played really well. They took their opportunities when they were given them, and those supporters left that ground absolutely buzzing. And I've not seen that stadium like that before.
Every time as well, yeah.
And it was rolling. They're on a good position, and I want us to get back there. I'm fed up of all the negativity that people like us are putting out there, because we are.
Well, you say that. I'm not fussed. I mean, don't get it wrong. Things happen. It's gonna happen one off. I mean, look, we know we're going to lose at some point, and the way I'm looking at it is the only reason we lost on Saturday is because we haven't got the players. As soon as we've got a fit squad, mate, I'm telling you now, we're absolutely fine.
I agree with some of that. And I'm hoping that the players, when they're full, they come back and perform well. What I'm saying is, we have this little platform that we moan on. But if you
you moan on.
If you go on social media, and Darren, but if you go on social media, everything practically is negative. Every single comment is negative, and it's just, I just can't be bothered to look at them anymore.
But then last week, you said to us, Dave, can we let ourselves get excited? And I said, well, you can let yourself get excited, but it's too early yet. That was a reality check.
Yeah.
Because what it tells us is actually our strength in depth isn't great.
That's the point. Yeah, that is the point. It's the strength and depth. But like I said, I am not worried. I'm still excited for the season. I'll still take the first 3 games. Obviously, you wouldn't take the loss. I'll take the other 2. Clearly,
6 out of 9 at the beginning of the season. You've gone, okay, that's all right. It's just the performance is not so good.
If we see, a dishevelled squad tomorrow, right, and we're struggling for players and whatever else, and we play well, I'll take that. I mean, I don't want to lose. If we've got another couple of out injured, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. What's going to happen? If we go to Kenilworth Road tomorrow, put on a good display, even if we get a 1 or draw or whatever, I'll probably still sit there and go, do you know what? Players out injured. You were scratching around a little bit. I'll take it. It's not ideal, no, because you want to win the league at this level or get promoted in automatics.
Well, I think promotion is the absolute thing that we need, whether it's playoffs, whether it's top 2.
But we need to be realistic, though. We need to be realistic.
I'm going to be realistic. Can we do it? Not on those performances we've had so far, but going forward, we have a chance on Tuesday night against Wigan to put this right. Here's a fact, because I was on the Wigan preview show this week. I don't know if it's gone out yet. They've only lost to us once at home at Kenilworth Road for a long, long, long time. They always get a result.
Yeah,
and it's going to be George Moncur scored the winner by any chance?
Could well have been,
because I think I had a bet on that game. I think I won a lot of money on that game.
But a George where's a George Moncur?
Yeah, I know.
Do you know where's a Harry Cornick? Where's that's you're going to go right with game changers that are going to get you. You looked at that bench on Saturday and you go, where's the excitement?
Give it time, Darren. Give it time. Give it time. We'll be all right.
But even with the players that are injured, where's the excitement, Bataro? Where's the player that's going to get you up out your seat, get you excited?
Well, I think you got your Alis, your Kaduas, how you say it.
There we go. I rest my case.
Obviously, Jerry Yates when he's up to full fitness as well. Obviously, right. Wells, Elijah when he's back. What we long time and mate.
What we just
you never know what's going to happen with him.
We genuinely need a comprehensive performance on Tuesday and Saturday. That's what we genuinely need. We need to go and we need to take the game to Wigan, and we need to really go and be the team up front all the time and score goals. So when we're thinking about Wigan, that's what we need to do, and we need to get behind the team. I don't, if you're annoyed with them, you have reasons to be annoyed with them. However, we do need to get behind. We do need to create that same atmosphere that we heard on Saturday for our team, because when we do, it helps.
Oh yeah,
it's depressing today,
and the guy alongside us, calling out Naismith that early on. What actually is that? That's going to make him play better, isn't it?
Well,
do you know what I mean?
Did it? But
that's what I mean. What is the point of having go? Look, I can come on this platform and moan, and I don't think it felt like the effort wasn't there and everything on Saturday. And that's the disappointing thing from me, because it was a bit of an un-Luton kind of performance, but it's sort of a Luton performance that's starting to become a bit more regular now, which is a bit worrying.
To be fair,
last season performance, would you say?
It was just there was no cohesion anywhere, and I think that's the issue we have. The fact that the travelling fans go and they, it's a long journey. £24 or whatever it was to get in, and then a long journey home, and you just felt that you deserved more, and we didn't get it.
Do you know what makes me laugh, right? Obviously, no, I'm not digging you boys out or anything like that, but what I'm seeing on social media last couple of days, I'm not too disarmed by it. Look, I wasn't there, and I get that. I'm not as angry as you boys were. I didn't spend my good hard-earned cash and whatever else. But some of the same people that I see a couple of weeks back, bigging it all up, getting the Bertie Big Bollocks, right, on social media, are the same people this week who look like they want to go and jump top themselves of a bridge, realistically. And those people, you need to sort your shit out, because the thing is, how can 1 week you be sitting there going, oh, fucking amazing, this and that, we're doing so well with what we got. And a couple of people, I'm not going to dig them out. And then the next week, oh, fucking you sis, you're shit, you're this and that. Sort it out, because I do not understand this. I don't get it. It's like bipolar opinion, like, sort your shit out. What is that about? I'm sorry. I get people can have a moan. I understand that people can have a moan, but
understand the situation we're in.
But the opinion is changing. It's almost like the opinion. You can have like a stance or something, but don't change your stance. Just own it. Just have your own opinion and keep it like that. Because I can't understand the difference. I'm not even going to say anymore because it's actually doing my head in. But yeah, just people whinge and moan, but then as soon as you win a game, it's the best thing since sliced bread. Next week's not good enough.
We're all a bit of whingers and moaners right now, and I, for one, I want us to turn this around. I think we can. I think we've got good enough players who just need to play with the passion that we want them to play with. If they turned up on Saturday, I said this on the way out, if they'd have just put every effort in and we'd gone, he's unlucky there, then we'd have walked away and gone, it's not so bad. But we weren't unlucky. We were terrible.
And this is the thing, we're not blind to that. We see that. And you can sit there and go, it's not good enough sometimes, it's not good enough, right? Because clearly it obviously wasn't good enough. I didn't see it. I can't have an opinion realistically on the whole thing. I was seeing obviously highlights and whatever else. But we need to sort ourselves out and realistically go, okay, this is a one-off. I'm hoping it's a one-off. Let's carry on to the next week and keep behind the boys. We've won 2 out of 3. So that's not a bad return. It's not a bad return.
So we need to win the next 2.
In the situation we're in with the squad.
We need to win the next 2.
We're in August.
Or not losing the next 2.
And also we're in August as well. The transfer window's still going on. There's things going on, circulation around the players and whatever else. No one knows what our final squad. This probably is not going to be the final squad you see, or who comes out probably on the whatever day of September that our first game is in September. Because it's probably going to change again. We'll probably lose a couple will come in. So look, like I said, give it 10, 12 games. See where we're at, and if we're in and around sort of 3 or 4 points of the automatic promotion positions, then so be it. I'll be happy with that.
Okay, so look, we asked you guys, given the performance and team selection against Bradford, does Matt know his best 11 yet? And Mark said, I don't think he does know his best 11 yet. There are so many injured and not fully match fit. It's going to take time. As disappointing as Saturday was, it's more about mindset rather than formations and personnel. We need to realise we can't just rock up and claim 3 points. We are a scalp for most League One teams, and they want to beat us. Get the fight and the spirit back and we'll be fine. Chris says, for me, Saturday unfortunately was less about formations, players, and more that we just weren't up for it compared to Bradford. Same thing. Matt will know 6 or 7, but defo places up for grabs or need filling still. Russell, he definitely doesn't know the best team, as he said in his post-match interview, that we are learning as a group and that the team is in evolution. So my guess is going to stick with it for a bit at least. Fee says he may know his best 11 but can't currently field it due to injuries. Could definitely do some more attacking creativity, but suspect that we might not get many more in. And finally, Pat says, interesting how after 2 wins and no goals conceded, we're getting there. Yet after an abysmal performance like Saturday, Matt is the worst manager in the world. That's the same manager who, apart from West Brom away, which I agree was horrendous, for the last 10 games of the season was only behind Leeds and Burnley for points gained. Given time, he'll do us all right. But I do hope he dishes a back 3, as it's not worked for 3 seasons now.
Do you know what? That is probably the best comment we've had in about 3 years.
Really?
No, it's true.
Well done, Pat.
Mate, whatever he said there is perfect. It's so true. You can't be under any illusion. You just need to look at it and go... What I said about social media earlier, another thing that came up was Bloomfield. He's tactically inept. He's this, he's that. And I think
I don't believe that.
No, Dave, you've not seen this.
No, I've seen it, but I don't believe that situation.
That's what I'm saying. It's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre.
You're going to get the haters. You're going to get the people that call people like
idiots.
they're going to call people like me happy clappers because I'm going to say give him more time. Get his team going.
Give him more time. He's under no like strain at all.
No, I understand that, but there are a lot of people already turning, aren't there? And that's wrong in my opinion. But then I'll be slated for saying that.
I think I think you're right. It is it is a good point. But again, ditch the back three. It's not worked for 3 seasons now. I'll go back to my point. He can't because we haven't got the players in the building to play 4 at the back because we've got no left back and no right back. And this is has he had a choice in the players coming in? Have we brought players in to try and play that can change from a 5 at the back to 4 at the back? We haven't got it. We've got so many of our players to play straight down the middle. We've got no width for anything. So did he have a choice in the players coming in? Did he say, right, I want to moving forwards, I want to play a certain kind of formation? I just don't understand the players we've got as a collective.
Didn't he say that last season at some point in an interview that he wanted to make sure he could change the formation to adapt to certain teams that we were playing against? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
that was the whole part of the evolution and whatever.
But he's not. He's making players play out of position to fill a formation.
I understand. Yeah, I understand what you're saying there.
And that doesn't work. It didn't work on Saturday. It doesn't work.
I think Pat made a really good point, and I'm going with him. I'm going with him on that one. I think genuinely,
or her,
yeah, Pat, whoever Pat is, yeah,
Patrick, Patricia,
could be either that. Yeah, them. Then I'm going to go with them, and say, great comment, and can we have some more of those next week before we go live?
And do you want to take my place in the podcast? There you go. I need more sleep on a Monday night.
Okay, Wigan and Cardiff at home next. 2 home games we can't lose. Really, we need to get some performances out there. So let's finish off. And if you're still here and you're still listening, you've got this far, thank you so much. If you're on YouTube, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It always helps us out.
Tough listen tonight, though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, God, yeah. Wigan at home. Then I'm going to give you my prediction. I'll give you the guess that I'm going to say. We're going to be spectacular on Tuesday, fingers crossed, and we're going to get a 3-0 out of it.
Of course.
And then for Cardiff, I still reckon we're going to ride the crest of that 3-0 win and beat them 2-1. There you go. I've said it.
You think we're going to score 5 goals?
I do. It's time. It's time to score. It's time to score. You wait and see.
Unreal.
Jerry Yates is going to open his account, and it's going to be all right.
He's going to score a hat-trick, isn't he?
Well, in one of the games.
And not score for another 15 games.
I don't care. Listen, Wigan is going to be a tough test, let's be fair. Yeah. And then Cardiff even tougher.
Is it, what's that, now Plymouth manager, isn't it, at Wigan? What's his name?
Schumacher.
Ryan? No.
Ryan Lowe.
Ryan Lowe. Is he at Plymouth nowadays?
He is what, Wigan are above us in the table.
Wigan, sorry, yeah. Did I say Plymouth? Is he Ryan Lowe, is he at Wigan at the moment? He is, isn't he?
Don't know.
No. Not bothered.
Anyway, whatever.
I'll look it up later.
I think we've got to try and get at least 4 from those 2 games, and the Wigan one.
We're going to get 6, mate.
Well, I hope we do. I think. I don't know. You'd like to think there's going to be a response against Wigan. You're right.
Well, it needs to be because they just need to show 100% that the team that performed on Saturday can do better and will do better.
Can I just say something as well? Going back to Coventry on a Tuesday night. Yeah, Tuesday, was it Tuesday, Wednesday? Tuesday. Anyway, how well did, is it Chidoze, what his name is?
Yes.
How well did he do? Well,
yes.
By the way.
He looked really good.
For a debut.
Yeah, really good.
Might be some consideration there.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah. But again, Bloomfield used that adage of if you're good enough, you're old enough. Mm-hmm. But then he doesn't tend to chuck them in.
Well, no, I can understand obviously protection a little bit, but no, he just wanted a little mention there because he was brilliant, by the way.
If we go with predictions, Wigan. Okay, I'm going to try and be positive. I said this season I'm going to be positive.
Go on then.
So Wigan 2-1 to Luton.
Yeah,
and I'll go 1-1 with Cardiff. There's our 4
semi-positive. And Bataro, just let's be quick as we can.
I'm going for against Wigan. Do you know what?
Oh, listen, I'm going to have to drink.
1-0 win. 1-0 against Wigan.
And Cardiff?
2-1 win.
There you go.
Sorry, Dave. Let me write down Cardiff in here as well. What was you say, Dave, for Cardiff?
2-1.
2-1, wasn't it? Yeah. And you were Darren. You were.
You can always listen back and find out, mate.
No, I can't be asked. I didn't write it down because I just completely forgot. And I was like, hang on a minute.
Don't worry, we can sort it out afterwards. Fellas, it was a bit of a heated discussion some points tonight, and we got to say hello, Darren. You got recognised again.
It's like London buses.
Yeah.
It is like London buses. It's unreal. And maybe it was our voices. Maybe you heard our voices rather than saw the angle. But we'll say hello to Pete.
Yeah, Pete, thanks for listening. And
He probably heard you moaning again. That's
no,
what it was.
actually, very complimentary.
Yes, he was complimentary about our podcast, which is really grateful from us. But we had a nice little chat all the way back up to around the
almost
ground,
the car, yeah. And it was a nice chat, and it was very informative, and he was a good guy. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, Pete. If you haven't already, as I've already said, please like and subscribe. Hopefully, Kenilworth Road against Wigan is going to be rocking, and then we're going to get a right result, and people are going to be a little bit happier to take that into Saturday, because that's what we need. If you got this far, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll get by. You're away next week.
I am. I'm on holiday again next week, so I won't be here.
But Tara, it could just be me and you. Don't tell me you can't make it.
Is this bank holiday weekend?
Right.
Yes.
In which case,
Where's Pat?
Pat, you available, mate?
Right, that's it. I'll see what I can do. I'll catch up with you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and we'll
Cheers,
see you
everyone.
again soon.